According to Charak Samhita, the ancient Ayurvedic text, the aim of Ayurveda is Swasthasya Swastha Rakshanam Aturasya Vikara Prashamanam Cha. And this is an amazing definition. Let me break this down for you. Swasthasya Swastha Rakshanam, that means preserve the health of the healthy. Aturasya Vikara Prashamanam Cha, that means cure the sick or the anxious. And it is so beautiful, right? Preserve the health of the healthy. Now, sequence of sentences is really very important in Ayurveda. The preservation of health comes before curing the sick, and this means that any efficient healthcare system must focus on first preserving the health of people, and then the second focus should be on curing the sick, not the first focus. So ideally, we should have more gyms, we should have more healthcare centers, we should have more preventive healthcare centers and less hospitals, and it will be so incidental. Because when you have more yoga centers, because when you have more gyms, more preventive healthcare centers, more vaccination centers, then incidentally you will need less hospitals. You will need less ICUs, and this is so beautiful, right? There are so many people who are spending so much time, so much energy and so much money on getting cured. The country, the nation is losing that many man hours where these sick people could have been productive and they could have they could have contributed to the economy. Instead, they are being kind of burden on the healthcare system, on the economy. So it is so important to preserve the health of the people, because when your people are healthy, they are not falling sick, you're saving the cost of treatment, you're saving the man hours, you're saving the efficiency, you are maintaining, you are increasing the overall happiness, contentment in the society. The people, they are not scared of falling sick, they have a fuller life, they have better quality of life. So when we look at this aim of Ayurveda to preserve the health, we are looking at a society that doesn't fall sick. People don't fall sick, they eat healthy, they live healthy, there are less hospitals. They are not scared of early death. They are not scared of some disease which has no treatment. They are not scared of paying big medical bills for a lifetime. They are not scared. They have a better life. They have more abundance. So this is the beauty, and preservation of health is not prevention. This is so amazing. You see, prevention. Again, when we look at prevention, we are looking at the disease and law of attraction. Ayurveda follows law of attraction. Look at health. Look at health, not at disease. When you're looking at prevention, when you're thinking about prevention, you're actually thinking about disease. Oh, this is the disease, let me prevent this. Now, COVID happened and now we have a vaccine for COVID. But are you sure that in next year or in next month, there may not be another virus that may mutate and become another pandemic, form another pandemic? We cannot be sure, because there are millions and billions and trillions of pathogens all around us, and they're constantly mutating, they're constantly changing their genetic sequence, and someday they might become pathological. They may create another pandemic. Probably it's just right now, few seconds away. Right? So when you're looking at prevention, it's an endless hole. It's an endless hole. You cannot prevent something unless and until you know it. And this is another problem. Why? Because you cannot prevent COVID before COVID happens. So, first COVID happens and it claims certain lives. This is like, there are certain people who will be compromised, who will have compromised immunity, and they will succumb to any new infection. So when a pandemic hits, certain people, they die, and then we find a vaccine. So there is a lag, right? There is a lag. When you are looking at prevention, you are ready to sacrifice certain lives till the time you find that prevention, you find that vaccine, or you find that medicine, or you find that treatment. There can be another orientation. The orientation is to preserve the health. Why? Because when you have a perfect system inside, a perfect system that keeps killing the pathogens as and when they enter inside the body. Why? Because that system is so robust, that environment is so intact, that it's impossible for a pathogen to survive inside that system. Say for example, a very corrupt person. If that person enters inside an organization, joins an organization where everything is very transparent, the systems are in place, the people are honest, that corrupt person will have a better chance, a faster chance of getting caught and removed. But if this corrupt person enters in an organization which is already corrupt, a lot of people who are corrupt, and there are no systems in place, everything is like haphazard, then this corrupt person will thrive inside that broken organization. So the thing is, whether your health is broken or is robust, if it is broken, all kinds of pathogens will survive inside it, and no amount of medicines will be able to heal you. Because unfortunately, the medicines, they don't heal the body. Again, the focus is on pathogens. They tend to kill pathogens and not heal the body. And when you're killing pathogens, you're actually also killing the body cells along with the pathogens, the antibiotics. They do not kill only the pathogens. They also kill the body cells. They also damage the liver. They also damage the kidney. So when you're looking at the pathogens, when you're looking at destruction, when you're looking at killing the pathogens, you're actually destroying the body also. So let us shift the focus and let us look at the health. Look at the health. Look at preserving the health. Look at enabling the body. I love this one example of Afghanistan, where the forces, they did carpet bombing, and this carpet bombing not only killed the terrorists, but it also destroyed the buildings. It also destroyed a lot of important buildings like hospitals, like community centers, stuff like that. They also killed the civilians, more civilians than terrorists, because obviously in any country there will be more civilians than terrorists. So when you are doing this carpet bombing, you are actually destroying the very fabric of this country that you are trying to save. But instead, what if you enable the local people to fight against the terrorist? That lots of benefits in it. When you enable, when you train the local people, instead of just going and carpet bombing, you train the people, you train the locals, equip them with the right kind of weapons, with the right kind of system, with the right kind of intelligence, then these people will be able to fight the terrorist in much better way. Why? Because they know the area, they know the terrain, they know the society, they know the culture, they know what works, what doesn't work. A person, an outsider, may not know all that. So these people are better equipped to solve their problem, right? And when you focus on enabling the people, the local people, you're actually solving the problem. You're actually preserving the health of the society in the similar manner. When you're putting antibiotics inside the body, you are carpet bombing the cells and the pathogens. You're actually doing that. In that process, you're damaging your liver, you're damaging kidney, you're damaging the entire body, you're damaging your blood cells. But when you boost your immunity, and that is exactly where Ayurveda focuses on, when you boost your immunity, you're actually enabling your body, you're equipping your body to fight the disorders. You're enabling your body to preserve the health. And this is exactly what we should look at. We should look at preserving the health. There is yet another aspect to preservation of health. Now let us again take the example of antibiotics. When you look at destruction of the pathogens, when you're focusing on pathogens, then you'll get more pathogens. And this is happening. They are getting better. Why? Because when you take antibiotics, the pathogens, they mutate. If you do not complete the course of the antibiotics, the remaining pathogens, they may become they mutate and they may become resistant to that dosage of antibiotics. And now we see that 250 mg of an antibiotic, it used to work a decade back, but today that same person may need 1000 mg of that antibiotic, because the bacteria, the pathogens, they have already become so resistant that the dosage of antibiotic that used to work earlier doesn't work at all. So when you're focusing on pathogens, the pathogens are becoming better, they are becoming resistant, they are becoming drug resistant. So today we may not have a drug because our drugs are useless in front of these pathogens. Many people have already become drug resistant, right? And the problem is that since we have been looking at the pathogens, we have been using extensively the antibiotics, we are dependent on antibiotics, we are sitting on a huge bomb. Because one fine day, if maximum pathogens, they become resistant to antibiotics, we may not have a way out, right? And with higher and higher dosage of antibiotics, we may be killing more of our body cells than the pathogens. So the medicine itself becomes poison. And this is what you're walking towards when you're looking at killing the pathogens and preventing the pathogens, pathogen. So the pathogens are becoming better, they're becoming bigger, they are becoming stronger. So let us not look at the pathogens. Let us look at the body. There's one very important sentence which Mr. Louis Pasteur, the proponent of germ theory, he was the person who introduced the concept that diseases in the body are caused by germs. It is believed that he said on his deathbed that do not focus on the germs. Terrain is everything. Focus on terrain. Terrain means the body. The body is the foundation for health or for diseases, so focus on the body, not on the pathogens. I have a very interesting story to tell you. This is about a program I used to watch as a child. It's called Dragon Ball Z, and probably many of you may have seen it, and it's so interesting. It has a character called Vegeta, and this character has a special ability. If Vegeta fights with another opponent who is stronger than him, and if Vegeta survives, then he will have equal power as this opponent. So every time he fights and survives, fights with a bigger opponent, with a stronger opponent, and survives, he becomes equally powerful. And this is what is happening with the antibiotics. You see, when you give a antibiotic, the pathogens, they have a chance to mutate and become as strong as the antibiotic, and they get immune to the antibiotic. This level of antibiotic doesn't work on them. And when you give a higher dosage, then some bacteria, some pathogens again may survive and again become drug resistant. And so you are actually making pathogens stronger than your body, stronger than your medicines, and this is a dead end. It's not treatment.